voice of NASCAR.
This is Steve Post. If you love sprint cars, you'll love Wing Nation. All the latest sprint car news and interviews from the stars of sprint car racing from around the country. Join Ashley Strumming, Aaron Evernham, and me every Tuesday on Motor Racing Network.
Front of you.
Yeah, that smoke show continued here to lane. Shane Van Gisbergen stopped here in Kyle Larson's pit stall just to get some attention from the safety workers. There were flames coming out the right front of the car from underneath the hood. It's still smoking. Shane Van Gisbergen out of the car right now. Not the rush like we saw last time when Daniel Suarez slowly got out. He's fine out of the car, but still there's something under the hood. It's still smoking. All the rescue officials are around. They're about to lift the hood and see what's doing under there, see if they have to put any additional flames out. But once again, the number 16 of Shane Van Gisbergen up in flames and parked here on pit road.
Well, whatever broke was very important to the power plant of that car. That is for sure. It erupted down the back straightaway, caught fire on pit road. Fire, for the most part, has been extinguished. Then for Eric Jones, right front, what a piece of driving at 190 miles an hour down the back straightaway, Alex, and all of a sudden you feel that right front go down, and then bam, you're on the rim.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you just hang on and use every bit of skill you have to keep control of the race car, and Eric Jones did a wonderful job of doing just that. We worked the caution flag now for the third time in the race, and Steve Post, there's a lot that goes in to putting on a NASCAR Cup Series race with these race teams and the war wagons. Everything's elaborate down there, but I guess sometimes you got to go old school.
Well, and I think we were close to have that happening. In fact, they were doing a little bit of that. The teams have a lot of data, and the internet here on pit road went down. And so the teams had no data, no communications, none of the stuff from the war rooms back at their race shops at Well. I heard Travis Peterson say to Michael McDowell, we're kind of on our own here, and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do. One crew member said to me, let's go old school. Just pass out calculators and start figuring things out. Now, the good news is the internet just here over the last 10 minutes or so has come back up, and now they're trying to catch up on the data. So we'll have to wait and see how it impacts it, but I think that also impacts with our fuel mileage. The calculations, they're probably scaled off on how tight they are on the calculations as well on this internet down. It is back running now. The teams are catching up with the data, and we'll see how this impacts the rest of the day. But it certainly had everyone's attention up here in down pit road as they were trying to figure out how to understand what was happening with the cars, with the communication, and everything else.
You just love that, don't you, Alex?
I do.
Going old school, throw those computers away. Let's just do this the old-fashioned way with with hand signals to crew members and without
he's
all.
actually walking. He just passed me. I went to go get him, but an official grabbed
Actually,
him.
what we do up here, Rusty, you and I do the old school deal as well. We get the calculators out and figure up a little fuel mileage up here too.
Yeah, both of us are kind of doing that all the time, and I just looked up here, so well, their last pit at 63. I know they can go at least 40 to 45. That puts them to lap 103. They only got to go to 95, so they're in good shape, no problem.
I can tell you, Rusty Wallace will burn up a little tiny calculator about every 2 races, trying to figure out fuel mileage and everything that goes with it. We continue to work under the caution flag. Lap 83, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Todd Gilliland, your top 3.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on, land. The place where you can do so much walking. You can walk to work, the bus stop, or the gym where you can pretend of stairs. Even when you're flying somewhere, you can take a really long walk through the airport. It's land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share, from ratefinance.com.
Hey, Dave, we need your truck to help us haul our camping gear.
Sure, but it's not a truck. It's a Traverse.
Introducing the first ever Chevrolet Traverse C71 with best-in-class cargo volume and standard best-in-class 17.7-inch diagonal touchscreen among 3-row SUVs. It's the perfect companion on any trip. Make the most out of life's adventures in a Chevy Traverse. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Based on latest available competitive data, with rear seats folded flat, cargo and load capacity limited by distribution.
Nothing has changed. We're still under caution. We'll give you an update when we come back. Cleanup continues. Back to green shortly from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
From the infield garages to the race shops, NASCAR Hot Pass is your all-access ticket to the latest news from the sport.
Well, we got them down, now we put our foot on them. Then that's the attitude you gotta have.
I don't think it's a move that can have any success at Martinsville. I still don't know why it worked.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite drivers all year long.
Get to the Final Four is what every driver in NASCAR's goals are.
NASCAR Hot Pass, weekday mornings from the Motor Racing Network.
Give us a follow. The Motor Racing Network is on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. We've got links to all our podcasts, MRN Radio Race broadcasts, and NASCAR news and information video podcasts on MRN's YouTube and Facebook. On X, use the hashtag AskMRN to connect with us and our announcer. Give us a like, post a comment, share a podcast. Just search for MRN Radio, the Motor Racing Network, on all your favorite social media outlets.
Still working under the caution flag. We'll get it downstairs to Steve Post.
Shane Van Gisbergen walking back to the garage area. Shane, what happened out there?
The motor just let go, which was a real shame.
What'd you think of the racing? What'd you learn about this style of racing here tonight?
I didn't hear that, but yeah, it was going pretty good. Obviously, safety culture, Chevy was quite fast when we needed to be, and yeah, I was just learning, experimenting, but when it got crazy, obviously we don't need to fight for stay points, so I kind of cruised back a bit, but yeah, needed to be there. I could make moves and move around, and I was having fun till then, so sucks to be out this early.
There we go. That's Shane Van Gisbergen and having fun here at Daytona.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to have a heck of a lot of fun. His schedule in the Cup Series got even more busy. If you're just joining us, he'll pick up 5 extra races here in the remaining schedule and then go full-time next year in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Changed. We wanted to talk about it right before the accident broke out earlier over in the back straightaway, the big one. When we talk about playoffs and how things can change and so quickly, before the green flag, it was Ross Chastain up by 1 over Bubba Wallace, but that's not the same now.
No, it's not. As they run at the moment, Bubba Wallace is 20 points in the playoffs. He is the last car in on points in 16th. Ross Chastain, the first out at 20 points behind. Chris Buescher has gained enormously. He's the car, the Grillo's Pickle entry.
First one in my section is Todd Gilliland running well, running up front. They've told to wait him on the car so they get as much fuel as possible. Just 2 tires for Todd Gilliland, Steve Post.
Michael McDowell brings the Long John Silver's Ford in. Going to be right side tires and fuel on that one. Going to be 4 tires, Sunoco Racing fuel for Kyle Busch. John Hunter Nemechek is in as well, Brad Gilly.
Josh Berry comes in, 4 tire stop for him. Austin Cindric also in. A couple of RCR teammates taking this opportunity to get Sunoco fuel and tires. That would be Austin Dillon and Austin Hill.
18 cars electing to pit. 18 cars coming to pit road on lap number 86. Staying on the racetrack as your race leader is Joey Logano.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back to the green flag when we come back. From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
Watkins Glen has always been that perfect blend of beauty and the beast. A blend of fast and not so fast. And this year, the playoffs come to the Glen. A perfect blend of drama and history. Of twists and turns. Of thrills and chills. A perfect racing experience for the whole family. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Watkins Glen, September 11th through the 15th. Get your tickets now at theglen.com.
Green flag next time by. Right now, let's give you a mid-race update brought to you by eBay Motors. Bring home the cup with eBay Guaranteed Fit. Brakes, headlights, all the parts to fit your vehicle. The first time, every time. eBay Motors, ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
28 lead changes officially at the start-finish line among 12 different drivers. The lap leader count looks like this. Joey Logano has led the most with 30 circuits. Bubba Wallace has led 16. Chris Buescher has led 10 laps. We have just 7 laps to go next time by here in stage number 2. Stage 1 was won by Josh Berry.
Now 7 to go. That's the number left before we get to lap 95, and we'll see the green and white checkered flag fly then. If you are just joining us, stage 1 won by Josh Berry over Joey Logano and Chris Buescher. Joey Logano has had his Ford Mustang up front all night long. He leads right now. He's going to restart outside row 1. Kyle Larson, the Chevrolet, inside row 1. So Ford and Chevy side by side. Fords make up row 2. That's Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney. Lap number 88 about to begin with 7 to go in the stage.
Here they come as the pace car makes its way to the pit lane. Pace car driven by Jesse Delaboute. Back to the Geico restart zone, and Brett Dalton puts the green flag back in the air. We're racing again at Daytona. 7 to go in the stage. Logano outside lane. He's got plenty of drafting help, most notably from his Team Penske teammate Ryan Blaney.
That will not get him into the clean air with the lead, though. They are side by side. Front 2 rows actually break away by about a half a car length. They tighten up again in turn number 2. Side by side for the lead. Logano up high, Larson down low. Field will accordion back together halfway down the back straightaway. Ford and Chevy side by side for the lead. You got the Chevy of Kyle Larson down low. Here comes the Ford of Logano top side. Still locked together for the point.
Brad Keselowski really locked tight to Kyle Larson's rear bumper, gave him the advantage into turn 3, but now Joey Logano will get sent out in front on the outside lane by Ryan Blaney.
They have two of the best pushers behind them in Brad Keselowski behind Kyle Larson, and Joey Logano's got his teammate in Ryan Blaney. Advantage at the line, Kyle Larson and Brad Keselowski.
Tag team racing here at the World Center of Racing into the banking of turn number 1. Kyle Larson has the lead now. Keselowski in second. Joey Logano on the comeback trail. Needs a little more drafting help up high.
Inside line backed up just a tad exiting turn 2. That allows Logano to inch forward in his ongoing battle for the lead with Larson. Problem is, he can't get enough. Logano is up to a side-by-side battle for second.
Logano tucked up right to the right quarter panel of Brad Keselowski. He'll now swing out wide with Ryan Blaney in tow on the outside lane. But again, the bottom surging forward on the turn 4.
And Chris Buescher in that number 17, he's driving hard. He needs all the points he can get. He's in right now by plus 58 points to the playoffs, but still, you want some more cushion. He wants all the points he can get, and right now he's third on the bottom of the lane right now. He's falling back to the 5th position, but he's in the 3rd position on the inside road, his 17 car.
Here they come off turn number 2. Kyle Larson showing the way. Keselowski and Logano 2x2 for second.
Kyle Larson out into the clean air all by himself, but he's got drafting help behind him. The outside line trying to organize. Here comes a 3-wide line that's led by Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace has help with his teammate Tyler Reddick. So 3 wide from about 5th on back as the top 3 try to duke it out. Kyle Larson leading the bottom. Joey Logano in the middle. Here comes Bubba on the outside lane 3.
Career start number 21 here at Daytona for Kyle Larson. He has never even won a stage here. He's out front right now. Brad behind him. Joey Logano leading the middle lane, and Bubba Wallace all the way up against the fence.
Larson's never won a stage, but he's got a pretty good plan right now to try and do that. He's also a good drafting partner with Brad Keselowski, or at least he did. Brad slides off the back bumper, goes to the outside, and goes for the lead.
And he'll slide across the nose of Joey Logano in order to do it. Keselowski now will lead the lane in the middle. Larson leads the lane down low. Got 3 wide outside line inching forward with Bubba at the control.
Larson trades one drafting partner with another. This time on the bottom, it's Chris Buescher who will push him back to the lead. Keselowski lined up with his teammate Joey Logano, and again, lane 3 with Bubba still there.
It is, but it's beginning to fade just a bit. Kyle Busch is in the mix in the Cheddar Chevrolet right now. He's the 3rd car on the inside lane. Haven't talked a whole lot about Kyle Busch, but here we are closing in on the end of stage number 2.
Haven't heard much from Kyle at all, but he's busted his way into the top 10 now. It continues to be Kyle Larson with drafting help down low. Keselowski in the middle trying to challenge.
Kyle Busch will now bust his way into the top 5. He is 3rd in line on the bottom of the racetrack. Middle lane still led by Keselowski. It's now Keselowski getting a show from Logano off the end of the backstretch.
Rowdy feeling racy on the bottom groove. He's at 3rd car back trying to tuck up to Chris Buescher. But again, wheel to wheel for the top spot between Larson and Brad Keselowski. Keselowski this time gets a shove by Logano.
To go in stage number 2, what's interesting is that Chris Buescher is pushing Kyle Larson while Joey Logano is pushing the boss and Brad Keselowski. Wheel to wheel, side by side, back to 1.
Strange bedfellows when it comes to the draft at Daytona. You work with whoever will get you to the front. It is side by side for the lead. Downstairs, Larson in the Chevrolet. Upside, Keselowski in the 4.
Behind Keselowski is Joey Logano. He'll provide drafting assistance while Larson gets it down low from Chris Buescher and Kyle Busch. Here's Keselowski with another show from Logano to the lead.
That's going to put Keselowski up out in front by about a car length with Joey Logano in tow, but Larson's going to side draft. He'll move up off the bottom on Joey Logano in the race for second off turn 4.
Now Brad Keselowski will switch lanes, go from the top to the bottom here in the tri-oval. Slides back up, tries to block Logano, can't do it. Joey Logano's got a full head of steam and he's looking for the lead.
He's got a foot in the door and he's got momentum up high. Now it's Joey Logano. He will surge around the outside of Keselowski.
Here we go, white flag, 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go here in stage number 2.
That teammate that's getting an escort from Joey Logano is Ryan Blaney. He is second on the outside. Todd Gilliland behind them. And now William Byron will step to the outside of Keselowski in a race for 4th.
One final surge on the bottom. Brad Keselowski, huge shove from Kyle Larson.
Logano still in the lead.
Logano goes to the top as well. Back to the bottom goes
Blaney goes low. Now Logano goes low. Now Blaney goes high.
Now here comes Joey to the bottom. Now Joey back to the top to block Brad. Across the line they come 3 wide, and it's Joey Logano. Joey Logano will pick and by inches over his teammate Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski. And as a matter of fact, it will be Brad second. Green and white checkered flag in the air. Now we see the caution lights go on. Lap number 95, Joey Logano with the stage win over Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, and Todd Gilliland. That is your top 5. The rest of the top 10 to the line. Justin Haley was 6th. Kyle Busch was 7th. William Byron 8th. Chris Buescher 9th. And Bubba Wallace was 10th.
And that look at the top 10 and who scored points in this stage was presented by the Powerball. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR, wants to make you a millionaire in Victory Lane. Head to Powerball.com to find out how you can enter the NASCAR Powerball playoff.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a soap opera star.
Gracious me, my car has storm damage and I had to file a claim. Could it possibly get worse? Will my claims team leave me for someone else? Someone less intense?
No. Actually, when you file a claim with Geico, you get your own dedicated claims team who promises to stay with you throughout the process.
Oh, I've never known such loyalty. I can't wait for the second season.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
I'm Kim Coon.
And I'm Ryan Flores.
Join us every week for Around the Track. We'll get you ready for the upcoming racing action, whether you'll be attending in person or watching at home.
We showcase young and upcoming drivers and tell you what to watch for in all the NASCAR regional series. Plus, our Attraction segment gives you all the fan activities, concerts, and tailgating fun at each event.
The betting segment will help you win some easy money, and we've got driver suggestions to pump up your fantasy roster. Check out Around the Track each Wednesday on NASCAR's YouTube channel.
Hi, this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
It's my responsibility as a driver to leave the sport in a better place than it was when I got here. And certainly sometimes it comes with controversial takes.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
They bang sideways at the line. Photo finish.
And in-depth breakdowns of the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern.
Motor Racing Network's coverage from Daytona International Speedway is brought to you by hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Just step in and go.
Well, we're glad you are spending your Saturday night with us. We are in Daytona Beach, Florida at the Daytona International Speedway running the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Jeff Striegel alongside is Alex Hayden, and a guy that's won here before, and that's Rusty Wallace, NASCAR Hall of Famer. Dave Moody, Mike Bagley, Chris Wilner are in the turns tonight, and it is a beautiful night. If you're just joining us, we can start there. We've got a perfect night to go racing under the lights, covering everything on pit road and all the different strategies. Steve Post, Brad Gilley, and Alan Cavana. A number of big names no longer in this event, including Daniel Suarez and Ryan Preece. Denny Hamlin is out. Noah Gragson done. Corey LaJoie, Chase Elliott, Shane Van Gisbergen, they're all out. Another driver that's had a miserable night is on pit road yet again, 2 laps down. Martin Truex Jr. Everybody else, 32 cars running on the lead lap, and we just completed stage number 2. Joey Logano across the line in front of Blaney, Keselowski, Gilliland, and Chris Buescher. What do you think? You said prior to the broadcast when you were talking to Mike Bagley, you said, I am all jacked up. It's Daytona. I doubt that's changed.
Nothing has changed for me at all. I mean, it's still a high-pressure deal. I mean, we got playoff guys really, really tight down in the 14th, 15th, 16th position. We just saw Bubba Wallace just kind of pointed his way in. He might fall back out. We don't know. But so far, it's been exciting, unpredictable, a little bit crazy with all these fires that we saw early on in the race.
Everybody's okay, but we've had a lot here tonight, including 32 different lead changes. In at the cut line right now is Bubba Wallace. He's up 22 on Ross Chastain, who is down 22. Pit road is open, and here they all come. Alan Cavada, here they come. They're headed your way, including the race leader.
Joey Logano won that stage, but was also taking notes on what he wants to do if that were the final lap for the win. They asked him what they want from the car. He said, nothing. Don't touch it. 4 tires for Joey Logano. Kyle Larson also win. He'll get 4 tires. Cliff Daniels says, we are not waiting on fuel. Get out to the end of pit road, Steve Post.
There's a lot going to be waiting on fuel down here. Michael McDowell, he did the 4 tires back on lap 86. They're counting down the fuel. Gasses it up. McDowell wins the race off from pit road. Kyle Busch goes out second. Todd Gilliland goes out third. It looks like Josh Berry possibly goes out in the 4th spot. 4 tires for some, no tires for other here on the midsection of pit road. Brad?
And it was fuel only for Josh Berry. Very quick pit stop from that number 4 team. Also, Justin Haley had a clean in, clean out. They decided to make a tire change on that number 51 car after finishing 6th in the stage. William Byron, they actually finished 8th in the stage, but they are still getting service on this number 24. He's got front-end damage from an earlier incident. Rudy Fugle said he was going to hold him, and they're going to work on the car as long as they can, but stay on the lead lap.
2 drivers stayed on the racetrack. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. being one of them, and now race leader, at least at the moment, Brad Keselowski. Lap number 99 goes on the board.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on. That's right, you don't have to bend down and you don't have to touch them, which is why people can't stop talking.
After trying Skechers slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
So how do hands-free Skechers slip-ins work? It's like they have an invisible built-in shoehorn so your foot slides into place. Then our heel pillow keeps your foot comfy and secure. And slip-ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids, in all your favorite Skechers styles.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
I went hands-free with Skechers slip-ins, and I'm never going back.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
1 to go at the line from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
For 3 decades, Racing Electronics has been the #1 choice for scanners, headsets, and all race day communications needs. Racing Electronics provides the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate NASCAR fan. Hear uncensored communication from every team in the race with a scanner from Racing Electronics, or tune into the MRN radio broadcast. To learn more, visit racingelectronics.com today. Be race ready, be RE equipped.
NASCAR fans, thinking about heading to the track? The official NASCAR Tracks app is the ultimate resource for planning and attending your next event. Discover tickets, event schedules, maps, and facility information to make your experience memorable. Get notified of the latest happenings right on your mobile device.
Ready, green flag, green flag.
New for 2024 is scanner access right from your phone.
Got a race to win, my man.
Listen to driver and team communications while select NASCAR Tracks. Download NASCAR Tracks today on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Laps are now complete. We have 60 remaining here tonight in the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. By the way, the Xfinity fastest lap of the race was run by, no surprise, Joey Logano. He cut a lap at 195.448 miles an hour. Xfinity keeps NASCAR fans in the zone with ultra-low lag and connection you can rely on. Stream NASCAR from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. Xfinity, because you only live once. Learn more at Xfinity.com.
Field bunched up 2 by 2 behind the pace car in front of Chris Wilner.
And it'll be Josh Berry, Alex, who will restart on the bottom. Michael McDowell to his outside of the front row. New player Justin Haley inside row 2 with Kyle Busch to his flank.
No surprise he runs so well at tracks like Daytona and Talladega. Talking about Justin Haley, 101, lap 101's about to go on the board. 59 remain here at Daytona. Through the Geico restart zone they go. Green flag goes in the air. Michael McDowell, the pole sitter, will lead him back to the green flag. And with Josh Berry working down to his inside, side by side, back to 1.
The advantage goes to Michael McDowell on the virtue of having far better drafting help. Just now does the drafting help arrive on the back bumper of the Josh Berry machine. Away is McDowell. Kyle Busch on the outside ride second. Berry trying to rebound to the bottom.
And he'll do it in a side-by-side battle for third with Harrison Burton. Here they come up the Daytona Superstretch. Burton trying to break free from third, but here comes Berry down low with a full head of steam.
Bottom line starting to surge as they make their way into turn number 3 at the start of stage number 3. It's still Michael McDowell at the front of the field. Kyle Busch, first car on the outside, is back to third.
And looking for some drafting help, but here is Josh Berry changing lanes. He'll dart the drivers right from the bottom to the top. Berry now goes upstairs, and Michael McDowell plays defensive driving at the front of the field. He'll take the top spot away and put the block on.
McDowell slides up to halt the progress of Josh Berry. Now we'll go back to the bottom on entry into turn number 1. Berry's going to go with him, so they'll run nose to tail off turn number 2. Then side by side, Haley down to the inside.
Kyle Busch to the outside there. Outside line with more drafting help, and it will slowly inch forward. Although Austin Cindric delivers a huge shot for Justin Haley in green.
And Haley will try to slide up into that third position, but instead the forward momentum pulls him alongside. Now a nose in front of Josh Berry. Now to second to the outside. Justin Haley to the back bumper of McDowell.
McDowell led the field to the green flag some 102 laps ago. He's back out front here, but this time it's Justin Haley giving the assistance, then Kyle Busch, then Harrison Burton and Austin Cindric.
Haley driving for Rick Ware Racing once again. So impressive here at the World Center of Racing. He rides a solid second right now on the back bumper of Michael McDowell. Third spot is Josh Berry.
There are 3 cars that have broken away. Side by side for fourth. That's where it stacks up. Kyle Busch will break free from that. He'll grab that position. Harrison Burton comes along as well. And Zane Smith is in the mix.
And now the top 5, top 6, all on the outside of the racetrack, leaving the door open for Austin Cindric. He drops low to the double yellow line and leads the bottom lane with Chase Briscoe.
Tell you what, guys, I got to give a shout out for Austin Haley, Justin Haley. I mean, this guy is really doing a fantastic job out there. I talked to his car owner, Rick Ware Racing, out at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally about a week ago. These guys are operating out of a small shop. They're really underfunded. Very, very few people out there, and boy, are they flat getting the job done. I mean, for their limited resources, what they're doing here at Daytona is just unreal.
Really is. He has won here in the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona before. He knows how to draft. He knows how to keep his car at the front of the field. And he seems, Jeff, to always be around when the checkered flag flies at races like this.
25-year-old driver from Winnemac, Indiana. And Alex, you are right. And of course, that win that he had goes back to 2019. This race in July. We're talking about Justin Haley. What a run so far, Dave Moody. He is running second right behind Michael McDowell.
For the moment, at least, he is content to ride in the tire tracks of McDowell. Josh Berry will do the same as he runs in the third spot. 2 car lengths back to fourth. That's where Kyle Busch runs the outside lane. Down low with Austin Cindric.
Side by side, they will race up the Daytona Superstretch. Both drivers with drafting help up front. It is a 3-4 breakaway. Then comes the Chevy of Kyle Busch in fourth for now.
And that gap starting to close back in. It was about 2 car lengths back to fourth. And here comes Austin Cindric to the inside. Now to the outside as the front 3 block that run. Michael McDowell leads the train off the 4.
Doing a great job of defensive driving while fireworks go off behind turn 4 beach side. Back to the start-finish line. Michael McDowell shows the way. 55 laps to go. Fords occupy the first 5 spots.
Outside lane, unmolested for the moment, runs 1, 2, 3, and 4, led by Michael McDowell. Down low, trying to fight his way back into the top 5 and succeeding in Chase Briscoe.
Oh, Briscoe almost slid up in front of Kyle Busch. He had to pull the car to the left. He almost created the big one out of two. That's going to put him in the middle with no drafting help as everybody will score by inside and out.
And that stacks up the field about fifth on back as things settle out towards the front of the field. Best battles side by side just outside the top five. Here comes John Hunter Nemechek battling Harrison Burton.
We have 54 laps to go in the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. The top five, nose to tail, across the line. Alex Hayden, it's Michael McDowell, Justin Haley, Josh Berry, Austin Cindric, and Kyle Busch. Now, that is your top five. The rest of the top 10 at the moment, and tip of cap to Harrison Burton. He has had that Wood Brothers Ford Mustang in the top 10 all night. Once he got there, John Hunter Nemechek, a new player, in the top 10. So is Zane Smith in 8th, Kyle Larson 9th, and Austin Dillon completes the top 10 on lap 106.
Welcome to the broadcast. A great friend of the Motor Racing Network, Nicole Krager, Executive Director of the NASCAR Foundation. How are you this evening?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. Now, we want to start this all off by saying thank you and everybody, your team and everybody over at Speediatrics at Halifax Health here, just behind the Daytona International Speedway. We had the opportunity with the MRN team to come over with you and visit a lot of the kids and put together packages out there. So thank you so very much for that.
It's our pleasure. You know, we love the NASCAR family giving back, and nobody does it better than our friends here at MRN. And anytime we can brighten this child's day in the hospital, we want to do that.
Now, we packed boxes for the kids in the hospital, including teddy bears. And that's a special thing that's upcoming. September 9th, I believe, is the date.
That's right. Whether you know it or not, September 9th is National Teddy Bear Day. And on that day, NASCAR, our employees, our racetracks, all over the country, we will be in 110 hospitals giving away teddy bears all across the country.